You can't make this up, folks. You cannot make this up whatsoever. The Phillies lose this ball game by a score of 6-2 to the Miami Marlins. This is our fourth straight loss to the Marlins in the past week when they swept us last week at home. And then we come into the night's game and we just looked abysmal from head to toe. And it's at this point where are the Marlins just a team we can't beat? Do they just have our number for some reason? If that's the case, that is absolutely embarrassing. This organization, the Marlins, they're a dumpster fire. They're trash. How can we not beat? How can we not go into the Marlins Park and destroy a team like this? What is with our team and going against these abysmal teams and struggling? What is with us in going against no name pitchers, no name batters, and just struggling, and these people on the other side of the lineup, they just hit us like it's nothing. And I don't know what to say because this is just absolutely embarrassing because us as a team, we are 10 times better than the Miami Marlins combined. And an interesting stat that they posted on after this ball game, the Miami Marlins against the NL East combined, they only have 7 wins. Against us, they have 6. That's trash. That's absolutely disgusting. How we can just not beat this ball club at all. And it showed last weekend at home against this team where our offense just didn't show up at all. It just some reason could not hit the Marlins pitching at all. And it showed again tonight. And Vince Velasquez was on the mound again, and I am done with this guy because we give him chance after chance after chance after chance, and he blows every single opportunity that we give him. Yeah, he earned another start when he pitched last week against the Marlins because he pitched pretty decent, but tonight, no, he doesn't deserve it. Doesn't deserve another start whatsoever. I am done with the Vince Velasquez experiment at all. I'm just done with him. I am just done with Vince Velasquez because the guy can't pitch a start. He can't start. He can't go past 4 innings without getting him into his own head. And you don't know what you're going to get out of the bullpen from Vince Velasquez. The dude has the stuff. He can pitch out of the bullpen. The dude gets in his head way too much. And I can understand the offense didn't do anything for him tonight, but he didn't do anything to help the offense either. He just allowed the Marlins to score at will. When multiple times when the Marlins scored today, they had 2 outs. Chances when you had to get out of the inning, you didn't. You allowed the Marlins to score runs. And that is disgraceful. That is bad. You don't... it's a summary. I am not done with Vince Velasquez. I am done giving this guy chances because he's blown every single opportunity that we give him. And I have no idea what to do with that starting role at all. It's becoming a serious problem that we don't have a fifth guy to put down there, where we keep going back to a guy like Vince Velasquez. Because this guy belongs in the bullpen, and even I won't even trust him out of the bullpen at this point because you don't know what you're going to get from him. You can get a solid outing out of Vince Velasquez where he's dominant and he doesn't allow anything and he strikes out a lot of people. Then you get a start like this where he struggles. It's just abysmal in my mind. As Vince Velasquez today goes 4 in a third innings, gives up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and he allows a home run. It's just you can't make this up. How even though his record against the Miami Marlins is really good, he struggled today. And it just proved throughout the entire ball game. And our offense, terrible. Couldn't generate anything. We were getting no hit by Hernandez. We were getting no hit from him through 5 innings. It took Michael Franco to get a hit during the 5th inning. And surprisingly, our only 2 runs in this ball game was a 2-run bomb by Vince Velasquez. If your pitcher is the only one generating any offense, there's a problem. There's a definite problem right there. And this is coming off of a 4-game sweep against the New York Mets where you fighting a lot of adversity coming off of that 7-game losing streak. You sweep the New York Mets, you gain some momentum, you get the bamboo streak, and now you lose the bamboo streak with this ball game. It's just... I don't know what to say. I don't know what possibly we can do better against this team because they beat us more than anyone in the NL East. And this team is trash. They're honestly trash. You know what they did against the Washington Nationals after they swept us? They got swept and they were abysmal that series. It was like I said earlier, they only have six or seven combined wins against the NL East, and then they have 6 wins against us after this win tonight. It's bad. It's absolute trash. You get guys like Brian Anderson, you get guys like Riddle crushing us. Anderson had 3 RBIs tonight, and all of those coming with 2 outs. First inning, he gets a double to deep center field. He scores a run with 2 outs. In the 4th inning, he hits an opposite field home run. It's just, I don't know. There's just been a lot of guys this year, and from what I've seen, a lot of guys on many different teams that just have their number against us. On the Washington Nationals this year, it's been Kurt Suzuki. The Miami Marlins, it's been Riddle and Anderson. It's getting to the point where I don't know if we could beat the Marlins. Even though that's probably an overreaction at this point because our team on paper and our team overall is 10 times better than the Miami Marlins. We should be beating this team every time we come up to face them. I don't know what to say because this team should beat them no matter what. And just look at the offensive stats from our team tonight because we got no hit through 5 innings. Scott Kingery, 0 for 3. Gene Segura, 0 for 4. Bryce Harper, 0 for 3. Rhys Hoskins, he gets a single, 1 for 4. No, actually, 1 for 3, actually. JT Realmuto, he looked terrible today, striking out a lot, swinging at every pitch possible. He goes 0 for 4. Jay Bruce, he goes 1 for 4. He gets a really pointless double at the end of this ball game in the 9th inning. Cesar Hernandez, he goes 0 for 4, so it's first time in a while he hasn't had a hit in a game. Michael Franco, he actually almost hit a home run tonight as well. He hit it near the warning track, but it just died right at it, and he got an out. And sadly, it was to the deepest part of the ballpark as well, but he crushed the ball, and Michael Franco tonight, he's been making contact with the ball, and he looked like our best hitter out there tonight. Then you got Vince Velasquez hitting his first career home run in the major leagues. It's just I was trashing Vince Velasquez this whole night watching him because he just didn't look right. With 2 outs, where you have to shut down the door in that inning because you have 2 outs. You can't allow the Marlins to get any momentum at the end of the inning. And he just allowed them to get on base with 2 outs, and he allowed them to score runs. It's I know I'm overreacting, but it just feels like the Marlins have our number for some reason, and we just can't figure out a way to beat them. It's getting to that point where I'm just I'm even questioning going into tomorrow's ball game. It's that confusing in my mind how much better than we are than Miami, and they just beat us every time, especially in the past week. Our offense has been abysmal to their pitching, and it's a bunch of no-names going on the mound, and they're dominating us throughout everything. Bryce Harper can't generate anything. Rhys can't generate anything. JT can't generate anything. Segura even can't generate anything. It's I don't know what has to click through their mind when they're coming into a series against the Miami Marlins. Are they panicking? Oh my God, we can't beat this team at all. We can't beat this team. What do we do? I have to get the big hit. I got to get the big hit. It's just go out there, play simple baseball. Don't worry about getting the big hit because that's what I feel like a lot of the players on this team were doing tonight. Especially players like JT Realmuto. There was one at bat, I think it was possibly the 5th or I think it was the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning when he was up there. He swung at all 3 pitches and struck out. And then you got guys like Rhys Hoskins and Bryce Harper. There's a lot of pitches to them being thrown right down the middle. They were foul tipping it. They were fouling it off. Couldn't get any kind of contact on pitches down the middle. And then they would chase something way out of the zone and strike out. I'm not blaming Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, JT, even though they're the heart of the lineup and they're the guys that need to help generate runs. But the other guys like Gene Segura, Scott Kingery, and guys like Cesar Hernandez, they have to get on base for these guys as well. And none of those guys were able to get on base. Scott Kingery, he got hit by a pitch, but that was basically it. Gene Segura, he was grounding out, flying out. And there was just no offense whatsoever from this ball club tonight because it was just so abysmal. I'm not going to... I'll give credit where due to Hernandez because he was pitching good. He was dealing out there today. No hitting the Phillies through the 5 innings at least. He goes 5 2/3, only allows 3 hits, 2 earned runs on the Velasquez solo shot, and he gets 7 strikeouts. So the Marlins the Marlins pitching staff just did what they had to do and they shut us down, even though it's a bunch of just guys that are we should be able to hit. And looking at the Phillies bullpen, yeah, the Phillies bullpen came in, and except for Alvarez came in through the first pitch to Riddle. He allowed the home run, so Alvarez didn't have a good night. But Garcia pitched 2 innings out of the bullpen. He looked pretty solid out there. Tommy Hunter, he's first game off of injury. He just got activated off the 60-day IL. He looked solid pitching an inning in the 8th inning. So hopefully that's a bright side for this bullpen, getting an extra arm in there for the foreseeable future. But this team cannot beat the Marlins. Just for some odd reason, we can't hit them and we can't pitch to them. For some reason, this team has our number. And I don't know why. Like, I know there are teams in every sport, say like the Flyers, the team that they cannot beat, has usually been like teams like the New Jersey Devils or something like that. I remember the Phillies like a long time ago, like in the early 2000s, the team that we just couldn't seem to beat was the Houston Astros. It's just like every sport, for every team has that one team that they just cannot beat. And for the Phillies this year, it's been the Miami Marlins. And right now, we need to wake up against this team because every game against your division is important. And the Braves are probably going to win today because last time I saw, they're beating the New York Mets like 6-2. So right now, we're 5.5 back after this loss. If the Braves win, we're back to 6 games out. So, yeah, the Phillies got to wake up against this ball club. We got another game tomorrow. 4-5 start with Zach Eflin on the mound. He's been our most consistent pitcher, even though his last outing was a little shaky against the Mets. He's got to come back out here and be the consistent pitcher that we know he's been this season. So what are you guys' thoughts on this ball game? What are you guys' thoughts on just how we cannot beat the Marlins at all? So don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next one. It's pretty tough watching this team against the Marlins.